trying to get hot. But before we start, y'all need anything, water, coffee,
I just got a ginger ale.
y'all are fine. Okay.
I'm fine.
Don't need a phone at all? No. Okay. I'll wait for you, Mike. Is it? But look, November 17th, right? Well, before we look at all that, let's just get right to the point here, because we're all busy and we all have things we're dealing with, and my time is valuable, your time is valuable, Carrie, and of course, Mr. Crosby. We respect each other. I would think, I respect you and Mr. Crosby as an attorney. The court is really for people who can't resolve their differences outside of court. And so you go to court and resolve them. And I still think we're capable of doing that today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you all sort of the bare minimum things that we're looking for here. And I'll wait for mine. Okay, well, I'm just
Shall we be taking notes? Sure.
I've got my notes here, and I'm just going to read them out. And I'm going to tell them to y'all. I'm just going to be as frank as I can. And then if y'all want to sit there and talk about it for a minute, alone, we'll carry on stuff out. We come back in and go from there. However y'all want to do it. But I'm not trying to waste anybody's time. It's either my time, y'all's time. And, this stuff is going to have to happen. Or we're just not going to be able to resolve this. So the first one, you and Nick will trespass yourself from the Century Oaks Townhome Committee. So that means it's a voluntary thing. So you like when you go to the casino, have you ever seen people do that? They'll trespass themselves, and when they come back, they can't go back. And when it's like the first thing, if you come back and someone calls the police, they show up and they'll see that you're not supposed to be there. So two, and it's not like you'll immediately get arrested once you do that. It's just if you go back. To sell our house, sell the stuff. Right, but even after that time, we're going to go ahead and do it like this. Two, the second thing, all criminal charges that have been filed by you or Nick, I don't know how many there are, but I know about the one against Ben Taylor and one about Kelly Nations. But if there's any other ones, and you go ahead and tell me in the car, all that's going to get dropped, or you're not going to pursue it. Kelly's going to drop her trespassing, but all that's going to go away. Because we're going to stop dealing with these collateral misdemeanors that everybody seems to be very keen on filing against each other. So that's all going to go away. Then three, we're going to, this fine you have currently outstanding on your account, the $30,000, that'll be paid. And at the end of the day, we've always had, we've seen it, I don't know, maybe you remember back from Chancery Court, but the survey is, there's no if, ands, or buts about it. There's no dispute. That's community land. And it always was, and we have the documents to back it up. So that'll be paid. The fourth thing is, I believe you've already deleted some things, but anything on social media you posted, indirectly or directly referencing the HOA, Kelly Nations, anything like that, all that will need to be deleted. And then we'll do, a stand-in further, no more of that's going to ever happen again. We're just going to put all that to bed. No more social media. No more talking about it on social media. And then the fifth thing, the Century Oaks wants a formal written apology from Ann and Nick, just to the community in general. It doesn't have to be a specific person. Just it could be vague. That's fine. We can talk about whether that will be, what will happen with that, what it exactly will say, but there needs to be some sort of formal written acknowledgement of wrongdoing. And then six, again, and we can talk about this last one. We can kind of go back and forth and kind of put our heads together to decide what would be proper here. But at the end of the day, there's been loss of income and damage to the reputation of Kelly Nations and Ben Taylor, and it all surrounds these charges, things that have been said on Facebook. So we're going to have to remedy that in some way, and it's, through compensation. I'm not saying it needs to be, a significant sum, but, we'll have to determine what that'll be. We're happy to break it down for you, what we believe we can support in court by way of damages, lost income, things like that. I've done plenty of defamation cases, plenty of abuse of process, malicious prosecution, slander. Those are, we do personal injury, we do criminal defense, and we do family law and commercial litigation at this firm. So we're no stranger to any of that. And then, if we have to work that out, we will. So that's sort of what we're looking for. I think if we can agree to that as a bare minimum, if there's any other small details we'd have to iron out, then we can. But that's what we need to agree to today. If there's some sort of wiggle room and all that, that's fine.
You said if we can't agree with that, there's no reason to talk.
Basically, yes. I mean, and if I'm saying that like the last one, like what does compensation mean? We can get into that. We can get into what that means, but it has to be some sort of today an agreement to go forward with that. And I think those are pretty reasonable considering all that's happened. Pretty reasonable considering I'm not threatening anyone. I'm not trying to extort anyone. Neither are they. But I've researched every possible little thing that could be pursued civilly, criminally, and it's substantial. It really is. It's not like it would all get thrown out. It really, we would have a basis for most of it. So, do y'all want to go ahead and talk about it? Or
I think I'll talk to you about it. So to help me understand or me to determine whether or not I'm on base or the reasonableness of what you said, two or three things. One, I need to understand these fine amounts. Are those based on the agreement once you're going to have the amount of money?
It's based on the restricted covenants, and
but when
you're going to comply. So when you fail to comply with the covenants, they assess your account.
But who determines the assessment amount?
The board.
They what they say if you got papers out there, so we're going to say let's vote on how much we're going to assess them if we do it, or is there a thing saying you put papers, if you bought this, you put something else, is what
so if y'all are going to dispute the legitimacy of the fines, then we're not going to be able to agree.
Well, I'm asking you to I can determine the reasonableness of what you said out, which I listened to. I want this. So I'm asking who that numbers coming because I'll look at it.
So
The boards in the past have set those. There's things
that the board has the power and the ability to set the
since saying is on.
Is that what you're saying? The board? Okay, the board has the power to do it.
Right.
But where do these numbers come from? Is there a chart? Is there a
Yeah,
chart?
there was. I'll have to find it.
We can get into that some more, but at the end, it all really boils down to this is community property. There was things on the community property. There's encroachments on the community property, and they're allowed to fine.
Okay, so they're allowed to fine, but how much is that fine? $1 billion, $10 million, $50? I need to know where that's coming from. You understand?
You want
And
like
she was given notices of this. I don't know what Miss Ann did with it, but I mean, it's in the records. Notices of
so
the amount.
Say, move it or is this going to happen?
Oh, yes, sir.
And the number.
Lots of documentation. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
that's
what?
where you say it.
So we're right. And if y'all are going to dispute that those are legitimate.
I'm trying to understand.
Right. Okay. That's on. I don't because the second we get in, we're going to get bogged down with who sent what on one day, and we're not here to do that. We're not here to do that. We can deal that. We deal with that in court if we have to. But I think what we're looking for is, they had the right to fine. They did fine, and the fines are going to get paid.
That's a picnic table, by the way.
Well, that's.
All right. So what else?
I think I understand what you're saying. So you say this balance. This is what the minimum is, and for me to determine whether or not that is even acceptable or not, I want to make sure that I understand where the numbers come from, how they were calculated, and I'm gonna leave it like this.
Ann has the record. Ann has the records of all this.
If we need to provide more, if y'all are saying we're going to pay, but we just want y'all to back up how much we should pay, then we can do that.
I mean, if she doesn't have a leg to stand on, I would have to tell her that. But right now, from the way it looks to me, these numbers seem to be incredible to me, and I think that the interpretation of contact has to be reasonable.
Of the contract?
Specifically stated in there that
right.
This happens, that if it's going to be up to a group of people to make a decision, it's going to have to be reasonable. And if it's not, I mean, these numbers are, and contractual, then what you're saying may well be, unavoidable.
So we represent HOAs across the whole coast. Okay, we understand HOA law, and when under the restricted covenants, they have discretion to implement these funds. And the case law backs that up. And it's to, and I can print out and show you the laws and make it a little more clear. But there is no way that y'all are going to prevail in disputing that they have the power to do that in a court of law.
Okay, I think that
Well, and the other thing is that's always entered into stuff like this is a hearing. You know, we call it a chance to be heard. That's in covenants, most of them I've ever had.
Sure.
I've had about 10 associations, and Ann has had more than ample time over the 12 plus months. I mean, she and I started out on this in like July of 23, so she's had ample time before I had to apply anything, you know, to her, and she did not respond.
Timmy and I had a very good relationship at one time.
Well, we still do.
Okay. And I had major medical problems. I was her insurance agent. And she was one of the last people that I wrote because on her application, I think I put the wrong address because my eyes were so bad. And right after that, I had to leave my work altogether. Okay. So I have a very serious disability. And the disability that I have has been magnified by the fact that I have been hit with these huge bonds.
Hold on.
Okay.
So, you're saying she had an opportunity to go to board hearings, board meetings?
There wasn't, no, we didn't have board meetings. They had them, but she didn't come and nobody else. So, some of the owners did call in, but most of them didn't. But they, this wasn't discussed. This was something with her, and if there were 20 others I had, maybe 10 others I had, she's like the third or fourth one that's been to the foreclosure table because of refusing to pay or to even answer or to even address any of the issues that even was monetary fines was part of the system.
I text you several times. You text me back.
We're not going to dispute. We're not going to have this conversation where on one person saying we did this, the other person saying I didn't see that. That's not productive. Okay, what is productive is, are we going to agree that some of these fines are going to get paid? Maybe not all of them, but how about some of them? Are we going to agree that
I think there's a $45,000 charge that was in discretion. It was
correct, and there's been more violations since that was paid.
Well,
Are there other people with papers on their side yard?
Again, Wes,
that's not what you're agreeing.
yes or no? Are we going to pay some of these fines? Is that a no?
I can't advise her without understanding the face.
Okay, how about we have a follow-up conversation about the fines and give y'all more detail? Okay, are y'all willing to do that?
Have a follow-up?
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll say this is a part of the covenant that allows for them to find this. And then here's the law allowing this all to happen. And maybe if I show y'all that, then can we continue this conversation?
I think that you answered my question to what I need to understand is I'm just trying to understand the basis.
Okay.
You're saying that the board made a decision on what to charge.
Yeah, back in 17, they did it when she bought. Yep, I think they're filed in August of 17 with a management.
You weren't there in 17.
Yeah, it was August 17.
July.
Nope, I was not fired.
In
No.
July of 17.
Wait,
I moved in
all
August.
right. What's the next thing you have, regardless of the fines? Let's just put a pin in the fines.
Now, on this, on the libel setting, that loss of income and all that stuff, I need to know, are you saying something in here that's false?
Yes.
I want you to post on social media that's false.
Have you seen the video?
I saw the first little piece of it, but
Okay.
what can you?
Okay, all right. Let's not. We got to be respectful throughout this
Well,
conversation.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I think everybody
She
is.
needs to show him so he
But-
sees what she's saying.
We can show that the fines were properly assessed.
I'm not asking you to address it.
Well, right, but that segues into her saying what she said because it's about the board and the people on the board and their actions.
Is there any husband and wife or wife and wife on the board? Like,
No,
I'm not aware.
I don't think, we don't know any of y'all's
I was
questions.
thinking you were an attorney. you're with the.
I'm the HOA manager.
The manager.
I'm the
Okay,
manager.
gotcha.
I do all the data input, paperwork, printing.
Yes, ma'am.
But again, if this is a fishing expedition, if we're asking questions like this, and we're not acknowledging that there was a violation,
But I can't really try to get this thing resolved. I kind of don't think it's gonna get resolved. I don't think that, I wanted to do, fishing expedition, I'm not worried about that. Slightest, I didn't hear that all the time in criminal cases, but, I'm trying to determine, you made an offer here, you made a demand, which is
Right.
and maybe that's a good way for some people to start resolving the problem. I don't think it's a good way to start it, but I'm not going to dispute it. I take your faith that that's what you're trying to avoid needless discussion. If you're saying we can't live in anything beyond that, but I think that if you lay it out there, that I think I'm being reasonable
Sure.
and asking you to develop each one. You said you're going to pay $30,000. This is it. Well, I want to know where it comes from. I want to know how it's generated, which you've answered. I think yours answered. So I'm trying. In fact, I think I really need more answer, but I'm gonna try to live. That's fine. Now, and then you said you want lost income and damages for the slander. So that's why I'm gonna ask you about this. The letter what you said out in your letter on her social media. She makes that, I heard her say that somebody was charged with some kind of sexual charges. And that was, to me, when you talk about, you say something in connection to sex, and that's a hot wire right there.
Nothing to do with us. I don't know. Nothing to do with us. I have no idea.
What's the hard contract that she's
No.
not to my house when it's done?
No, nothing to do with us.
If you accuse someone of a sexual thing, and I heard about it.
who accused who?
Yeah, who accused who? Who
There was
said it?
something, when I looked at
I'm
on
just trying to
social media, there was something that Ann was talking about that one of the two,
Okay.
Ben Taylor. I know Ben Taylor said that. I think when she said about him to be true, he signed a false affidavit. He was working for the federal government, and he did some really bad things.
Okay, he was a contractor.
Right, and he was sent out there, and I said, I think that she.
I was there with him the time, from the physical time he was there till he left, yes.
But I'm trying to determine what she said was false about, this, and with respect to him, I heard what she said on him. And
Okay, what she said on the video, I actually got a copy because they subpoenaed me to court to do with his city with her. She said he was on her property, which is not true. And she said, that he was trespassing. He had been there before. He had never been there before. So he didn't, I don't know. He was not standing on her property. I was there with about 10 other people. We were all standing there. Her brother-in-law, Greg, was standing on the deck. We were standing at the fence. We did not go over. She videoed it the whole time. So it showed we weren't on. We were standing on this part of the property. He didn't have anything to do with the pavers. The only reason he was there was there was a letter from the surveyor with the city about a report because there's a video of her son and her standing there, but I think Nick is a lot of the issues, and he did say he would kill him, and the police officer admitted it, but he didn't do any charging, and the surveyor took his and left his equipment. Apparently all those people left that day, that was the 19th, and then they set up for security to come back, and I guess this Ben Taylor is the security guy that was standing there with me, but he stood out there, out here, and then we went down in the little alleyway, and her brother-in-law came out and met me to say, what do I remove of the deck? And he agreed, and he saw it in the survey, and he saw it. Now, Ann since picked the sign up, which is in her thing, the little white marker, and has moved it and stepped over it in her video. So her land is there at her flower bed. It's 11 foot, he showed her, and he put the iron pipe is in the ground. So all that side is not hers. At the front is not hers. And that's what she's saying, that we say in the spots on the videos, is to say somebody, and she had, I don't know, she and Nick came out there the first week of August, told me he had put his stuff there, and Ann had a problem with Nick being there, and I was there with her, and he was in the bedroom, locked the door, would come out, and she said that was his stuff, so, and he did, he told me he was trying to get it moved, and Ann too, and I came over and helped her load up something in her car, something's punched. But to get to that point,
let's not litigate.
I know, we're not, but I'm just bringing him up to speed because Ann has not told him.
I just what is false. And
The fault is nobody was on her property because it wasn't her property. And nobody stole anything. She had ample opportunity and moved everything except for the pavers. Now, Nick said they're his, came from his house. He had 50 of them. And so that's where the pavers came from. And we asked her to move them, you know.
I don't agree with getting that.
Nick stood there in front of me and even told us there's a video.
Okay, all right.
So that's where I was.
Mike and let's just put a pin in number 3, which is the payment of the fine, and number 6, the compensation, okay, for the false stuff, right? Let's just put that to the side for now. 1, 2, 4, and 5. The first one is the trespassing. 2, dropping all the criminal charges. 4, deleting all the social media, and 5, a written formal apology. Are y'all willing to do all of those things?
We're trespassing. That's doesn't even matter. That's easy to take.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's go to second one. Drop all the criminal charges. Are y'all willing to do that?
I don't see why not. Everybody drops.
And then okay, all right, and we'll drop ours too. Number 4, delete everything on social media directly or indirectly referencing HOA or Kelly Nations.
I don't see that as being something we can't work out.
Well, I mean, yes or no? Is that going to happen?
If we reach an agreement, that's something that we could conceivably agree to. It's not something that she would say, no, I won't do that as part of an agreement.
Okay. All right. Well, we just got to know whether or not that's even possible. It's possible. Okay. And then no further stuff posted about.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then the 5th one, formal written apology to Century Oaks on behalf of Ann and Nick from Ann.
I'm having some trouble with that one, but
What's the problem with that
one? To apologize for what?
It doesn't have to be, it can be vague. It doesn't have to be specific. I mean, the police have gone out there 100 times, a lot of yelling, a lot of threats, just a lot of craziness.
And one of your contractors called the police on Mr. Crosby.
Okay, but again,
One can answer that. I think that anything on there is possible. Any part is conceived possible. Okay.
well, I need to know whether
Are we going to
I'm
do it?
sorry, I can't say.
whether
that.
y'all are prepared to do that today.
Okay.
At least
It's a what?
There's a paper in front of you.
Oh, sorry, I got my glasses.
It's not a big thing here.
Okay.
Not to say mean.
Well, how about y'all talk, and then y'all come up with a conceivable number, assuming that the law is what I say it is, and that we can make these fines, and they follow the proper procedures.
Can
And
I tell
then,
you something before you go? Who did this?
What is that?
It says,
that's on her account, hold on.
Carrie did that.
Not till I see it, I'm not gonna say it.
owner and her attorneys threatened contracting to the point of calling the police.
I'm sorry. I've got to see what you're
And
talking
again, if we're just gonna litigate things and go through stuff today, then, that's not the point of this conversation.
Yeah, they did. The contractor gave us $300, and this is what's on his invoice. And he said, so that's usually what I put on people's accounts, whatever the bill is. Mine.
Somebody said her attorney, that would be me, stopped them to the point of, I presume, that they had to call the police.
Yeah, and the police came, and y'all drove away when Kelly and them showed up. Heather showed up with the surveyor. Yeah, I don't know what you did. I saw it on videos, and I guess y'all got in your car. You didn't talk to the police, or you did? Okay. And the police officer, they had to keep coming back, and this contractor was working, and I guess Miss Ann had met them. It looked like the week before when he got hired, because the other guy left.
He said it.
Yeah.
Carrie would bring him out something saying
No.
that it was okay if she had sent
Yeah,
an email.
and he saw it,
But then
and he
he
had,
broke the
I had
order
signed his
that day.
contract
He broke
that
the
morning.
chief's report
The
order.
first day he was there, I had signed his contract. We met at 7 o'clock in the morning, out there at I-10. Yeah. But I put what was on, and that's the contractor stating that, and he will go to court, I guess, and if he needs to. And I'm not sure what you, and I guess your dad, she said it was your dad that was there.
I'm just trying to bring peace to I thought.
Well, they had, well, it was peace.
I think I'm out of date.
Well, y'all, look, y'all.
Well, it was peace the day before when he was there, the other people were there,
We
it
don't hear
was.
from you in the next, let's say 2 weeks, then we're just gonna proceed with the way we're gonna proceed.
It's part of the same time.
Nice to meet you, Matt.
Nice to meet you. All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Crosby. And I'll see you later, maybe. Bye.
Y'all call us anytime.